Hello, buddy. This is Purge bringing you guys a replay commentary of Snapfire, one of the new heroes. Haven't gotten a chance to do a Void Spirit deep dive yet, but I feel pretty comfortable talking about Snapfire, so let's get to it. Alright, so Strength Hero. Her Strength gain is pretty good now. It's been buffed. Her other stats are alright. Base movement speed is decent at 300, and her base armor is okay at 3.6. The way the hero functions is she's got 3 basic skills. You've got Scatter Blast, which is a cone spell. The dark green is 50% more damage, so the closer you are to your opponent, the more damage it does. It'll do more here, 89, than it does when you're farther away, and then it only does 59. So 50% more damage if you're close to them, and when they're hit by it, they're slowed for 1 second for 100%, which is pretty decent for a typical hero that's going to look like this. It's a decent amount of slow, but it's not like the end of the world if you don't get slowed by it. Your other skills are Fire Snap Cookie. You can give this to an ally or an allied hero, allied creep, that kind of a thing. And when you give yourself the cookie, you jump forward, you deal damage in an AoE, and you do an AoE stun. So it's a pretty good level 1 skill. As in, like, it's a pretty good skill if you just have even just 1 skill point to it. Third skill is Little Shredder. Fires up to 6 fixed damage attacks. Once I turn it on, it's ready to go. It has the timer here. And then I can attack up to 6 times. I can change targets, and when it hits people, it's going to apply an attack speed slow that lasts for up to 3 seconds. So if you want, you can do some on one target, some on the other to lower attack speed of everybody. But this does, it's a spell more or less, but it does physical damage. It's not your attack though, it's a fixed damage per shot. So if you want to do a lot of damage to one guy, you turn it on, you just hit him 6 times. And it does 270 physical damage, which is ridiculously high for a level 1 skill. So really, really good skill at level 1 for high damage output. Now, if you are later on in the game, you get your ultimate. The way the ulti works, it's her best skill without a doubt. Kind of turns you to an artillery. See the range on this? It's insane. I'm standing here. It can go all the way over here. You turn this on, you become like a tower essentially, and you have to click on the ground where you want to shoot the fireballs. They have some travel time. So I'll start the first one here, and I'm going to right click to cast more, and you have to kind of like lead your opponents off. So if they're moving, you have to like anticipate that a little bit. It does impact damage of 200, and it does 50 damage per second also while people are there. And the fire spit pools will stay for 3 seconds, and it slows by 25%. So once you use it, you can't actually move your hero unless you cancel it. If I want to cancel, I can press S, and then I can move again. But if you try to use it and try to run away, all it's going to do is like turn and start shooting in that direction. It's not actually going to move your hero until it ends. So you have to press S to cancel that and then move on. So the best thing about her is definitely her ultimate. That in fact you can, no matter where the gank happens, some guy gets ganked here. Oh shit, he's getting ganked. He's stunned for a little bit, and I'm not going to let him run away as he runs away. That kind of a thing. It's a ridiculous amount of damage that you can do with this with this ultimate. Considering you're shooting 8 globs of 200 damage, that's 1600 magic damage, not counting the burn DPS. Very, very effective skill. Let's pause this first. So that's how all of her skills work. Talent-wise, she's got movement speed, health. At 15, scatter blast damage. Keep in mind that'll increase by 50% in close range. And fire snap cookies heals for 250. That one's okay. At level 20, if you want the third skill, Little Shredder will use your attack damage, so it'll be easier for you to use proc-based stuff or damage stuff if you get a rapier, for example. The other one is Mortimer Kisses. Your ultimate will slow an extra 25%. That puts it at 50%, which is a huge slow. And then at 25, Scatter Blast, your first skill applies a 3-second disarm. It's a 10-second cooldown ability, so it's a lot of disarm. And the other one is +8 Mortimer Kisses launch. The important thing about the +8 Mortimer Kisses, it doesn't mean that you shoot 8 extra shots over the same amount of time. It means you shoot them twice as quickly. So it ends up being a lot more effective. Here it is. See how good that is? It is a very, very good talent. Anyways, in terms of how the abilities generally scale, 10-second cooldown on all levels for Scatter Blast is really low. Mana cost is not bad. And this is obviously damage increase. I should probably not show the numbers as an example when they're all messed up, but 290 damage at level 4 means that you're doing almost 450 damage when you get a close range shot, which is a lot. I guess it says that 450 damage. Snapfire Cookie does up to 300 damage with a 2.5 second stun. The cooldown's pretty long at 18, and it's a little bit hard to use on allies because it has a little bit of a travel time. So if this guy's running, for example, See how long it takes for the cookie to hit. It can be a little bit iffy and a little bit difficult sometimes. You can cast it on creeps, which is potentially useful at times. Oh, let's say there's a guy here. I just cookie this. Boom. I still get the stun. Yeah, that can adjust things a little bit. And then Lil Shredder will, with 4 skill points, it will increase the damage by 2. So it does about 540 physical damage. But the nice part is the attack slow goes up a lot. The bonus range goes up, and most importantly, the cooldown goes down to 12. And it's pretty mana inexpensive anyways at 75. So I think Snapfire is decent. I think she has like a 50% win rate in game at Divine. Wow, it's winter all of a sudden. So her win rate's actually kind of okay now. She's gotten a couple small buffs since she ended up coming out. My numbers are not very good. I've only played her twice though. And yeah, there's the win rate differences. Not too surprised that making her ultimate better is the best thing. And then before I spoil the game that we're about to watch, let me just open it up really quick like this instead. I watched a couple Snapfire games before playing her, so I kind of had the gist of how to play her hero. So I don't think she's that difficult to play. That part is very nice, but she has... I think her itemization isn't quite settled yet in terms of how you should play her necessarily. In this game I was playing 4, not 5, so I was able to spend a little bit more at the start of the game. Mainly the only thing you have to do now when you play support that sacrifices yourself is giving regen to your mid lane, so you might need a little bit more tango. But I like to start with a Blightstone on Snapfire, and the reason is because this will apply with Lil Shredder, and Lil Shredder does physical damage. So when I have a Blightstone, I'm dealing more damage basically as a harassment tool, which is quite nice. I just checked it on a dummy target which has 0 armor, and increased my full Lil Shredder damage by about 28. So effectively, against somebody that has 0 armor, it's a 10% damage increase, which is pretty good. Pretty big amount of damage increase, relatively. Especially because that's also going to make my ally deal that much damage as well. So, helps out. And again, when you do spot your opponents, you're probably going to want to start using Lil Shredder right away, because getting it on cooldown is nice. I was checking the range here. I probably should have just shot them while they were here, based on the fact that all this time it could be going on cooldown again. It's going to basically make it easier for me to do more damage as the laning stage continues. Looking for the Spectre here. Probably should have used that earlier, most likely, but as you can see, we did a ridiculous amount of damage to him. He felt forced to south. So, pretty good for us. And again, Blightstone increases my damage and my allies. I didn't really feel the need to have a lot of regen. Like a Mango felt okay. If you're playing offlane, it's a lot easier to bring couriers out to you, generally, because the dangerous distance is really only like this line here, whereas on the safe lane, there's like this huge range. And when I get the opportunity, I'll probably go for Lil Shredder attacks again, especially if he's about to get last hits. Like right here would have been good, because it would have lowered his attack speed and made it harder for him to get those last hits. I think I played this game right before the nerf to Lifestealer came as well. I turned Lil Shredder to help get that last hit. It was a bit of a waste, but I think I still used the shots before I ran it. Yeah, I did. I still got the 5 shots out. Now, Lifestealer support is kind of dead now, for sure, because it got nerfed, but it was still kind of bad here, too. The nicest thing about it is that it has decent sustain when trading hits, but in terms of dealing damage, it's pretty darn weak. Looking for that last hit. Cool, he got the last hit. He got the kill. I don't really want to fight in a 2v1 situation, so I'm going to run away again. This is my courier. I brought it on Magic Stick. Since something gets a tri-lane, it can help a lot. And then I'm just going to use my decent movement speed, and my base damage is okay. It's not incredible, but... Now, I like getting Scatter Blast at level 2 and 3. I've seen like a very big variety of skill builds, but I think skipping Lil Shredder at level 1 is crazy. Because, I mean, Scatter Blast does do 120 AoE, which is nice, magic-wise. But I'd much rather just get Lil Shredder since it does such a huge amount of damage at level 1 at 270. 270 physical is like way too good to pass up. It's like a Rocket Barrage or something. So if I pass that up, it's gonna really limit my ability to harass. My little dog is whining because I just gave her a bunch of food. I use Scatter Blast to guarantee the creep blast hit, but also harass the Spectre a little bit. I should have probably used this earlier. The one big downside to using the third skill is that you have to stop. You have to stop moving to attack, which does take some time. I tried to juke him, but then I thought he would read that I was going left, so I was frustrated a little bit, but it's okay. I still had a lot of regen and I had magic sticks, so it didn't cost me nearly as much to eat the 5 poison stacks. But yeah, I think you have to get Lil Shredder at level 1, and then I like getting 2 Scatter Blasts. That's because it's basically going to maximize my damage the most. Like, what 3 skill points is going to give me more damage? And the answer is there aren't any. And you might think, what? Why not get another Lil Shredder point? Well, it only increases the damage by 33%. I probably should have used Lil Shredder and turned in fought, most likely. I think that would have made more sense, because I was probably dead. And I could have at least thrown more damage out first, you know? I think that would have made more sense. Anyways, but yeah, 2 points in Scatter Blast is basically maximizing my damage really quick. It gives me, in melee range, 225 magic damage in an AoE on a 10-second cooldown, which is really good. And then I have Lil Shredder for 270 physical. So for level 3 hero, your damage is actually really, really high. That aspect is really good. I brought boots to the Rikimaru. Wasn't sure he was going to get that one, so I went for the last hit. If he wasn't turned around the wrong direction, it would have been easier for him to get that last hit. See the courier here? I'm aiming for that. I brought myself a headdress just to get a little bit of stat items. Wasn't necessarily sure this was the right choice, but really wanted to get it. Oh, I did get it. Good, good. Couldn't remember if I did or not. Decent. Gold stealing. I figured that the life stealer was off the jungle. I'm gonna keep declining. But yeah, the lane looked kind of in control, so I kind of wanted to go mess with the lifestealer, especially when he keeps showing like this over here on low HP. He just looked like such an easy kill that I wanted to pressure him. I don't know if he saw me coming or not, but I got him relatively low though. But guaranteeing the kill is not guaranteed. That's a bit of a weird way to describe that, but... So I decided to come lizard around and see if I could find him at neutral camps. Spotted him here. It's now nighttime. There's bounty runes up. Got the kill. Sometimes it's good to go look for junglers like that. Now, you don't drop neutral items anymore at 5 minutes. You have to wait until 7. So it's going to be a lot harder for somebody like Lifestealer to dip out of the lane, go jungle, and pick up an item or two. Which is going to decrease his overall speed of farming and all. Zeus had a bottle, I'm sure, so I wanted to let him get that. I think my plan... I think I did buy mech this game. The second time I played Snapfire, I think I went Tranquils, and I kind of felt like that was a mistake. It feels like mech is like a little bit too good to pass up at this point in the game. Because mech is so darn cheap right now. It only costs 1950 gold, which is cheaper than most other... mobility or defensive items. I probably should have just eaten my mango earlier. Not that my mana is that low, but Ricky picking up 3 here. I'm getting another little shredder point. Got 2 hits on him, which felt decent. I didn't get the bonus damage unfortunately, but got some damage in, but a little bit hard to dive. Even if it was tempting. Use some of my clarity here. Tango coming shortly as well. Most of this is just about harassment. Is the whole goal of me playing my hero in the laning stage. Wasn't sure if he was going to get that one, so I went for it. Tossing the mango in gives me a little bit of regen. I should go get a ward down at some point. I don't think I've warded that much. I kind of just buy a lot of wards now, no matter which support role I'm playing, which is kind of nice. Nice, got another courier snipe. That was the Pango's one. Yeah, sniping courier with this skill is quite easy. I probably shouldn't use that there because he was still standing still. He messed up his roll, which was quite nice. I thought if I run left, he might not be able to spot me. Should have used my third skill by now. I don't know why I have not. But I hesitated a little bit. But either way, it turned out well. We got a kill on the Pango first. This looks like a very dead Zeus. The Trix no longer guarantees hero hits, which makes it kind of weird. Again, the reason I'm trying to max the little Shredder out at this point is because I want the cooldown really low. I know the damage isn't massive. My overall damage in a burst period would be more if I had maxed maybe Scatter Blast or gotten a cookie instead, but with the cooldown getting lower here, it's going to be more spammable in lane, and it's still pretty early in the game. There's still like laning circumstances where I'm in front of enemy heroes. And having bonus attack range is not that bad anyways. This looks bad though. Little melee range attack. More head scratches, Tango, okay. She's a needy dog today. Cost me a decent amount of mana to do the combo, but not so much that I can't make it up. Should be able to steal that one. Maybe too dangerous to do the same thing again. This roll didn't quite work out, and then it did work out. So they do kill me. But I'm not super concerned. It's kind of a waste of their time. And that's like one of their big teamfight things is Pango at this point in the game, so. I decided to buy a raindrop just because it's pretty good at increasing your survivability at this point in the game. I thought it would help me out a lot against Pango and others. Good old trusty shovels. I don't even know if we've gotten any neutral items yet, to be honest. Doesn't look like we've jungled much. I tried to move the raindrop down in time, but I lost the charge, unfortunately.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not 6 yet here. Do need my tome. I don't know why we haven't taken the experience thing yet. That's what we probably should have done. Missed my scatter shot completely. There's like no way we kill a catapult with 1500 HP, so time to run. I think we already got the experience from the other outpost. Grabbing outposts are super important right now, just because of the amount of experience you get. It's kind of like a level is what it feels like. It's like a level up every time you get it, which makes a massive difference in the long run. Pick up my 6. I don't think I bought my tome yet. There it is. We should be pushing at this point because we have a catapult, so I'm moving over to do a bunch of damage. Again, still only one level 2 scatter blast, but it's fine. Now here's where your third skill gets really busted. And I don't think I figured it out right away, but whenever you're pushing a tower, you should turn it on and just shoot the tower twice. I still haven't used it yet. But again, I figured it out here. So please be patient with me. I guess I just didn't need it. We had enough creeps that it wasn't a big deal. But normally you can just attack the tower twice. And then after attacking the tower twice, wait like 3 seconds and then attack the tower twice again. Rolling boulder coming through. He did hit me. Hit him a bunch with the scatter blast so he can attack very quick. And now I can Mortimer's probably. First couple were kind of bad, but it worked on the end. He had already used both of his ulti and his swashbuckle, so I knew that I was going to be pretty reliable being able to shoot him on his retreat. Keep in mind that you can only Mortimer's like a minimum of like 300 range away from you. So if somebody's on top of you, Mortimer Kisses doesn't work. We spent a little bit too much time in this in like close proximity of the enemy heroes, in my opinion. Thus far. It's been a little weird. Zeus looks kind of dead. Just warding behind the tower here. This looks kind of dangerous. Was able to hit me. Hi, are you smelling my rice? Is that what's going on? I look very dead. I did have a wand, but... Maybe should have just continued running to the right. It might have been easier. Getting pushed back up on the high ground was a little bit bad, dare I say. Hi. You want to eat my rice, don't you? She loves rice. She really, really loves rice. It's my rice, though. Okay. Mine! Level 7, max out little shredder. I got one fire snap cookie because I realized, like, oh shit, if I had a fire snap cookie, I probably could have lived there. Because I would have been able to jump. There it was, the cookie. I don't know if that slows through rage or not. I'm not sure. Push the wave, hit the tower. But yeah, I wanted to get Urn just because it's a pretty decent item in terms of sustainability. Get one kill, I can heal for 800, which is nice. And here I finally did it at this point. Attack speed slow, wait 3 seconds, attack again. Now it doesn't have good attack speed for like, I don't know, 9 seconds or something. It has 70 attack speed reduction for 9 seconds. It's like Liquid Fire, but in some ways better. Because even with just like one skill point in Lil Shredder, you can use it. Once you have 4 points, it's almost permanent, which is the nice part. Oh, I actually can't believe we still haven't taken this outpost. That was like huge oversight, actually. Because if they just zapped over there and grabbed it, they would have gotten all that advantage. And here I am buying mech. I've already got the headdress that I've had. Chainmail's 550, mech is another. So yeah, that's like, what, a 1400 gold upgrade from a headdress? Which is almost nothing to be able to heal your team. Now, one thing that I'm really missing is I don't have that much mana regen right now. Outside of Urn, which is 1.5 per second, and it's really good. But, yeah, we were just getting tier 1 items here. Bench picking up an arcane ring. I've seen a lot of pro players warding in like areas like this to basically approach, keep vision of approaches towards outposts. So putting a ward like here, for example, to see when people are coming, that way you can anticipate. Or warding like over here, or maybe right here to spot people coming. Those seem to be quite good. Playing Mortimer when people are, Snapfire, sorry, when people are running at you is quite a bit harder, I must say. It generally feels like your hero is kind of useless if they can run at you. Oh, an essence ring. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, I'm so sad, dude. I could have stolen it. Oh, I didn't see it. I feel so bad now. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. Oops. No. Where's the webcam? There we go. Could have stolen a free essence ring. It's kind of like a mech. Would have been a really nice item to have. More int for me. Shoot him until he dies. Having Ricky to combo with is pretty nice because Ricky's pretty damage focused too. So having my skills and Ricky on top of that are pretty effective. I think maxing Scatterblast second is probably still worth it because it helps you push waves basically. I can't push extremely well, and if I had maxed like Fire Snap and Scatterblast, you could one-shot creep waves. That is a little appealing, for sure. Because if you just get 4-4, you're just gonna blast waves consistently. And you could still get like one little shredder potentially. So I guess depending on a different circumstance, you could definitely lane differently. But I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible to this tower and creep waves, so I'm probably overstaying my welcome though. There's a lot of stuff going on behind me. I'm not really available to fight on. And I definitely made a big mistake running the way I did. Like watching the minimap, mistake I made here was pretty big. I used the artillery to try to score kills, and then my last couple of shots were awful, but you know, whatever. Oh, there's a hero up there. That looks like, I'm not sure whose courier that is, but got our rusty shovel at 15 minutes in. I genuinely do not know whose courier that is, but they need to come get their courier. So I was picking talents at this point. I grabbed movement speed. Both are pretty decent. It kind of depends on the game. I mean, her health is already really high, so I don't really feel the need to get 250 health, but I guess with like a Mecha or Greaves, it's not a bad idea at all. I wanted to come kill the Shadow Demon, so I asked the Venge to come over. And then we, you know, anti-synergied, but it was okay. Put my hits on the tower, lower attack speed. I probably should have a chainmail in instead of like the wards or something, but it's a really good item for Spectre actually, health and int. Excellent.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It looks so much better strength wise. 13 strength, 13 int. It's beautiful. We killed the tower. I've got Mimic now. This game felt pretty easy. I don't know. We have like a massive advantage. They didn't grab outposts like all game. That was weird. They had a really ineffective everything just now. Raindrops in for the mana regen, but raindrop mana regen's kind of mediocre anyways compared to a lot of the other items. Like just making a Ring of Basilius is like 1.5 right now, which is significantly better. Dragon Scale I really like on a lot of heroes. Some heroes it's like a very easy way to get your mana regen, or sorry, your armor up. So pretty big fan of Dragon Scale. Got Arcanes now, which is quite nice. And we'll turn that into a, what's it called, obviously. I lowered its attack speed a good amount. I'm watching Slax's HP be awful. I'm looking for ulti. I really ditched Slax. I like kind of protected him at the start, but then afterwards I stopped helping well. Played that team fight awful, guys. I could have like scatter blasted the Spectre to slow him down. I could have probably reapplied Lil Shredder. Something like that would have been much more favorable than what I did. But if we take a look at levels, Shadow Demon is still level 6, which is insane. Do you know why the guy's 6? Because they haven't taken a damn outpost all game. Which is like basically what you need to reach. Did I just earn that catapult? No, I didn't. Okay, thank God. You gotta take the outposts. It's really, really important. Because every time you get one, you get a level. And this guy's still level 6. He actually can't do anything. You can still shoot through magic immunity because it's just an attack. So, a lot of good things about Lil Shredder. Very good against Phoenix. You can use it against Phoenix Egg. You can use it against Tombstone, for example. So there's a couple cases where Snapfire is quite good. So we just have this like massive advantage, and that's probably why this game felt good. Again, I've only played her twice, and the other time I played her, she did not feel very good. But might have just been the game because we were losing her or something. But with her win rate at 50%, she's decent. It's just she works a lot better as a follow-up. You need to kind of work with in conjunction with other heroes. It makes your cookie better, makes it easier to land Mortimer's Kisses in team fights. One game I saw somebody go Glimmer Cape, which made sense because if you get silenced or stunned during Mortimer's Kisses, it gets interrupted. So somebody gap closing you and silencing you is bad. So having a Glimmer would be kind of nice because it would allow you to actually continue to shoot while invisible. Again, 2 creeps. And my third skill, and we get a free tower basically. And obviously my Venge has a Deso. But, you know. So we're just trying to control the outside lanes. I think they haven't gotten the outpost all game yet. trying to use my skills to actually kill creep waves. Pretty sure they still haven't taken. I could have potentially Mortimer's there, but probably would have been not bad. Oh no, they got their first outpost. Is SD still? Yeah, he's level 7, dude. There's some issues going on that team. I don't think the enemy team quite knows what to do with their time. Kind of makes this game very straightforward. I tried to shoot him. I was paying attention to trying to promptly heal my Ricky, so I missed. Look at that beautiful attack speed reduction. That stun is very nice. Shouldn't let him stack anymore. Wait, a 5 stack there. I didn't even realize. Trash Pango.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
We back. Push out top. Man, sometimes you play games and you're like, man, this is a really good game. And then you watch it in the replay and you're like, wow, they are so bad. And that's the reason this game was so simple. It makes you doubt whether or not your hero is actually good or not. I do wonder about not maxing these 2 spells instead of Full Shredder. The lower cooldown is really nice for like attack speed slow, but I mean if I can just do a lot more AoE damage. But the cooldown is really, really long on Fire Snap. That's the biggest issue. 18 seconds is huge. But I mean if you're playing, I don't necessarily think you should play this hero as an offlaner or anything. I think support is fine. But yeah, maxing like Scatter Blast and Fire Snap would be more combat ready, you could argue. Lowered his attack speed. Need to cookie slacks maybe. I could cookie back in. Should probably cookie somebody else rather than myself. Using Greaves really late too. I don't think I executed that very well. Venge was busy pushing bottom. That's part of the reason the fight went bad. He's dropping all of his items. It's an agility vambrace, so probably best for like Venge or Ricky. Arcane Ring is kind of nice. Trying to figure out what items to use. That was our doorbell. 1 second. Okay, it was a package. Hi, little Tango, you have come to find me. And here I am trying to figure out what to do with my items. I decided to buy a Vlad's. Do I know why? Not really. But Vlad's is decent. It's okay. Mana regen. Lots of lifesteal that we don't need that much. Might have been better to buy. Somebody not died? Or Ricky has not died. That's basically me. Confirm that they had a sentry there. Everybody TPing to prevent them from getting shrines. Outposts. This ward to the right of the cliff has wrecked me. Just walk through their vision the whole time. The left side talent as well, the more scatter blast damage helps you kill that one in one shot. It's not flawless, of course, but the Shadow Demon blowing up. Kind of like just trying to go high ground. Let's take a look at the levels. Shadow Demon's still level 8. Watch everybody level up, guys. Look at that experience. It was like half of a level. Just for being alive and controlling outposts. I see. That's why I was confused, because it wasn't. I'm not leading these enough. Either way, we still got the kill. Oh yeah, Arcane Ring. We now have a 31k gold advantage, which is basically insurmountable. Killing wards with... Oh god, yes. In this match, it definitely is. I imagine that guy had absolutely zero fun. I'm sure that his farm level was not good. I'm surprised that they ran away from me, because them not being close to me kind of makes my life a lot easier, to be honest. I probably should use the greater fairy fire like right away. I think I ended up not using it, I remember. I could have killed him first otherwise. I may be trying too hard to run away. Syx was busy on the bot lane killing buildings. I think he died for that. I don't remember. We now have a 35k gold advantage. They still have not taken an outpost all game. I swear I still have way too many items. Bought a Glimmer Cape. Have we won? It seems like we have won. The team is all dying. Alright, per usual, replay commentary games way less good than I thought they were. But it's gave me an opportunity to talk about the hero. I hope you guys enjoy playing her. Recommend the Bladestone. Try out some skill builds, figure stuff out. Maybe if you're playing 3, you go like 4-4-0 or 4-4-1 or something. Maybe that would be good. So you can push waves a lot faster, but you can't push towers. Third skill is really good for pushing towers. So I'm not sure. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later soon. Void Spirit up next. Goodbye.